So we're here for the second part of this series, which is the makeup application part. I am super excited to see how this turns out. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be painting on a suit. I want to incorporate body painting into these looks as well, and he is wearing a suit in the photo that I am using right here. And so I'm going to go ahead and just paint a suit. And I don't think there's really much to it, but you'll kind of see how we're going to do this, and then we will get on to the hard part of this. Okay, so that was pretty quick. Now it's for the hardest part. So what I think I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to first separate my hair. I'm going to part, which side is this on? I think it's on my left. Okay, so I need to part my hair. I actually kind of want to go a little androgynous with this, and so I think I'm going to slick back my hair a little bit. I'm going to part it so my bangs are this way, and I'm going to slick it this way so that way it's a little more masculine, and then I'm going to pin this whole side back. And since this part of the hair was also burned, like it'll go back, I need to obviously cover this part of my hair, which is where plastic wrap comes in handy. So I'm going to take a little piece and kind of start measuring it out and seeing what works best. Okay, so the reason that I use masking tape the way that I did to hold this plastic wrap is because of the fact that this is literally going to cover the masking tape. So I wanted something to hold it and stick to, while I could also go over my ear with latex and stuff, and go over this top part of my head without it getting into my hair. So that's what it looks like. Okay, so that part is done. Now the scary part, which is putting this on your face. Okay, so I'm going to be using spirit glue to apply this. I think the best way for me to do this is I'm actually going to apply it directly to the mask. And so that way the edges and like the parts that I need to stick will stick, and I won't have to try to like figure it out, if that makes sense. With spirit glue, you do need to let it sit for a few seconds, and once you touch it and it's a little bit tacky, then it's okay to work with. I'm going to hold it down for a little bit so that I make sure it's dry, and any parts that are kind of coming up. The good thing is I'm going to be blending everything out with more latex, so that's also going to stick it to your face a little bit further. So I'm going to take the latex on my sponge, and we're going to start stippling the edges of it to the plastic. I actually might just take my finger and use that. This is a great angle, by the way. So we're just going to go ahead and speed through that. Just put latex on the edges. I'm going to bring this a little bit, I think that's actually pretty good, backwise, so that way when I take a photo it looks like my skin's burned this way. And I'm going to bring it up over my ear and down my neck a little bit. So that's just all that we're going to do. On some of the parts, like the top of the forehead and the ear that are still a little bit wet, I'm going to be taking some more cotton and just lightly applying that so that that burn effect starts to go further back. And just like last time, what's kind of nice is you can be pretty messy with it because it is on the side. So, and I do want it over my ear. So I'm just gonna grab what I can and start to work with it. Now we have the annoying part, which is just to let it dry. You can use a hair dryer to speed up the process, but we will come back when it's all dry. To start painting, I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever 12 color flash case, the second one, and I'm going to be using a mixture of obviously these pink shades to create the burnt flesh. What I'm going to do is I'm first going to do kind of a base of pink, or the different pinks and stuff like that, start shading with this dark red and a little bit of this brown mixed together, and then I'm going to go over on top of it with like the charred effect. I think to begin with, this color right here is the one that we're going to use the most of. So I'm going to load that up on a brush, and I'm going to avoid this part of my face right now, this whole jaw area, but I am going to start just going over everything, just to really start getting that base down. To create the charcoal effects, I'm going to be taking a pretty spiky paintbrush and just dipping that into that black cream. And I'm going to just start stippling that on top. It's going to create a really cool texture, and it's also going to start to cover up the areas that aren't pink. Now I'm going to start working on the jaw part. Okay, to create the gum and to stick like the teeth to something, I'm actually going to go ahead and put this putty where the gum is going to be, and then I'm just going to shove the teeth in those and hope for the best. Actually, while that dries, we're going to go ahead and try to apply the teeth into the putty, which actually is working out very well. I'm happy. And it's kind of giving some depth because it's sticking into the putty. Okay, so I'm going to mess around with the teeth for a little bit and then get them placed right, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I've got the teeth down, and I put more, what is it called? Latex to like combine everything, and now I'm going to work on the eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to whiten and kind of create an eyeball out of my own eye shape. So I'm going to put some white around where your eyeball would be. and what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take the spirit gum now that I've kind of gotten that, and I'm going to stick this eye part down, and then we're just going to wait for everything to dry. I'm going to go over everything with the same colors, and we will be back for the finished look. Okay, so I put on the finishing touches. It's kind of hard to talk a little bit, but this is the completed makeup look for the Too Faced series. I really hope you enjoyed the first installment in my Bring Film to Life look. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I will see you next time.